Good morning, Rose fam. Welcome back to another video. I am so happy to finally be filming this entryway transformation. It is so amazing, you guys. We have been loving it for quite a few weeks now. As you can see here, I was showing you an empty canvas, and then I'm kind of taking you through just some of the transformations that this area has gone through for the years that we've been here, which is 5 years. So the downstairs is completely my husband's man cave, and then I had an entry like spot, and of course the laundry room. And I always wanted a true entryway, so after I did talk to my husband, it took him a year to finally agree to build this wall with me. So I give praises to my husband. This is his very first time attempting anything like this. I had done this in the past, so I do have a little bit of knowledge about it. So we went about building this wall to create not only a beautiful entryway, but a nice separation from hubby's man cave, so that allowed us to be just a little bit more creative, because when it is totally open, it still has to be, you know, aesthetic for an entryway as well. It's completely aesthetic anyways for a man cave, but you know, you want your entryway to look different, and it was so hard to do that with an open space. So here we are putting up the wall, and right now I am just trimming the edges of the drywall to complete the end of it. And now I am on the other side of the wall, just using some drywall tape and some compound to seal in the ceiling and the sides of the wall. Wallpaper on this side. It's just a temporary situation so that it looked good and excuse me, served excuse me, I apologize for that. Anyway, just to make it serve its purpose, but I did know that further down the line I would be wanting to do a really nice entryway. So here I am just showing you what it looked like after we got done with the wallpaper and hanging some pictures. Now fast forwarding to present, I went to Lowe's and took a look at some of the beadboards that I saw. I knew that I wanted a more thinner stripe for the wall. I didn't want to go with the wider squares or rectangles, the wider striped. I wanted a more thin one. It's very difficult to get that type of board to not look farmhouse. So originally I saw the raw wood here, but I did go around the other side and was able to find the walls that are the beadboard that is exactly the same, but it's primed. So here I am in the garage, and I'm just measuring how much I need to cut, because we do have baseboards already down and I didn't want to have to remove those. So I just had to make sure that my cuts were good and flush with the ceiling. I gave myself so much grace when working on this project. I only worked a little bit each day and then put it up, because I know that my body has so many restrictions, and even when I work a little bit, I still pay for it. But I truly took my time with this project. The beadboards were not heavy at all. I could not have done it if it was drywall. I would have to wait for hubby. But those were pretty light. They were just kind of more so awkward. But I allowed myself to take my time, and I think honestly that's what got me through doing this project. So here I am just tearing off the wallpaper. It had been on there for a number of years, so I wasn't really upset. It wasn't a loss. It served its purpose, but I knew I wanted some sort of paneling on the wall. So here I am cutting the panels down to size that I measured, and now I'm giving you a quick peek at what the panels look like. Now initially I was just going to do that back wall, and if you'll notice later on with the wall, we did add a header on the other side over the entryway to the man cave. So now I am just sealing in all of the staples, or what is it, the nail gun holes, and all of the separations, because they are like 3 panels on this wall. And also the panels were a little bit damaged. It was inevitable that I never found a perfect piece, but I knew that I could just kind of either putty it or spackle it just to make it work. Alright, Rose fam, it is finally that time for the entryway reveal. I have waited so long to show you guys. It is everything that we wanted and love so much. So I did show you what it looked like before, and now we're going to see the after. We're going to start in this entryway, this part here. Now, I don't know if you noticed, because it was in a lot of the shots, but this is a different color. So I carried the color up the stairway, and and it looks absolutely beautiful with the wallpaper, and it complements everything that we have going. Now, we had these 3 main pictures before in the entryway, so I decided to make this a gallery wall. Still have some photos that I want to add to it. Only like 3 more to fill in, maybe this space, that space, and this space. Now over here is this, you probably won't be able to see on camera, but this is an absolutely gorgeous railing. It is a bronze metal with an antique brass, and we use that with these gorgeous antique brass anchors. This is a bit of an investment piece, but how often do you change your banister? So it was definitely worth it. Okay, so this area here underwent a big transformation as well. So you can see that we've added the panels to this wall, and of course this must be in our home. We had it in a picture form before, so I was able to just find it, the letters and the words. And actually, if you take a look at the before picture, this window was never framed out, so I did decide to frame it. We have our Roman shades here. We had this here before. Not sure if it'll stay, but it will for now. And I wanted to give you a close-up of the window because I also added in the window casing, the panels into the window casing for a more custom look. None of our windows are framed in the house, so I wanted to do something definitely different for the entryway. And if we turn over here, we have this gorgeous paned mirror that I thought was a great touch when you walk in and out. Okay, so this has always been our key hub, but we did have Kobe's leash kind of hanging from these. So I purchased these black hooks so that it can just hang on that and it has a permanent space. And I also added these 3 hooks to this side, so if we have company, since we don't have a coat closet, they'll definitely have somewhere to hang their purses, coats, or hats. Okay, and in a previous video I did show you guys the new light fixtures that we have, and also looking up I did also paint the ceilings the same exact color as the walls for a little bit of color drenching. Okay, so we did not change the buffet. This is absolutely beautiful. This is here to stay and a great source of storage. And I showed you guys that I actually thrifted this lamp. I absolutely love it. And then just added this tray here and a little photo frame. And this is just a picture from out of what is it, the RH magazine. We did have this frame here on this back wall where the mirror is, and then we did purchase this beautiful vase. Okay, so this is the header, what I was explaining. Later on we went ahead and added this header for a little bit more separation for between the man cave, so that I could actually paint and have the separation between the man cave and the entryway. There may be something coming later for these doors. I kind of want some glass smoke doors for that, but that will be later on. And I do want to do a couple more things to the entryway, but they're not huge things. So now for the best part yet. You live in an HOA, of course, and you do have to get approval when you're changing anything on your exterior or anything like that. So I did have to put in a request to change our front door. I know I spoke to you guys about our front entry just being so depressing and dark. We do have a window on the stairs, but literally it just lights that one area. And in the middle of the daytime, it could be so sunny outside. This entryway was always dark and dreadful. So the minute we got the approval from the HOA, we went ahead and changed our front doors. And you guys, this is the biggest transformation of them all, is being able to see and get some sunlight in this entryway. I will show you what it's like with the lights on, and then I will show you the absolute favorite that is of ours. Actually, my husband feels the same way, and Ty the same way, the boys too. So let me turn you around and see our beautiful new front door. All right, fam, this You guys have no idea how much it brings joy to my soul. It was so dark and dreary and depressing, and oh my gosh, we could not be happier. We are truly enjoying this door. We have a shade for it right here, and at night we can let it down. We chose to leave it open. The funny thing about it is our door only has 4 panes, but the screen, we have an iron screen door on the other side, had another design pattern, so it actually matched perfectly to look like the whole door has that entire design on it. So we absolutely love it and wouldn't change a thing. And on the floor we just have this jute rug here. I just kind of wanted one in this area, not at the front door or this back entrance. But yeah, you guys, we are super happy. Let me turn the lights off for you, and then you'll see the amount of sunlight that we're getting. Now the sun is not facing our side yet. It does toward later in the afternoon towards the door side, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you anyway. I don't know, it looks a little dark on camera, but it is, for the sun not to be facing this direction, we get a lot of nice light, and I absolutely love it, guys. Absolutely love it. All right, fam, let me know what you think. Oh yeah, I did the sides too, on the edges of the wall with the paneling, as well as the top and bottom header, and I also did one on hubby's side with his color that he has in his room. So let me know what you think, guys. This was so well worth it. Like, I really feel like my soul is satisfied and so happy, and I'm so glad I took my time and let my body rest in between, because it is absolutely wonderful. Now, what I want to do, I'll just show you. They're small touches, but they will make a big difference. So I'll show you that as I do it. But I'm so glad to finally show you guys this, so I don't have to hide the space anymore. Let me know what you all think in the comments. But yes, we absolutely love it.